Live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade 45.
All right, 13 minutes into the hour. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. We do this first aid segment to help improve your lives mentally, spiritually, and physically. And this week, Kelly, you got something really interesting. It's an interesting topic. It touches me in my heart, and I'll share it with you why, but go ahead.
Well, you know, the spring is here, and the warmer temperatures are happening in parts of the country because, you know, it's cold in, like, Michigan. But people are wanting to plan their vacations and go out and swim and sit by the pool. And this is appropriate because it's May 1st, and May is National Drowning Prevention Month. And today I have Agnes Davis, CEO of Swim, 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 I Say. It's a swimming company in Harlem. But I wanted you to talk about what's your purpose of talking about National Drowning Prevention Month?
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Kelly and Sway, also for having me this morning. I think the biggest purpose is people don't realize how big of an issue drowning is. And it does not sit in any one socioeconomic group or any one group of people. It affects everyone.
It does.
Could you imagine that drowning is the 5th leading cause of accidental or unintentional death in the United States?
Wow.
That's unbelievable. But, you know, I have to say, unfortunately, we got to make it a little worse. We're talking about children between the ages of 1 and 4. Drowning is the leading cause of death and second leading for ages 1 through 14.
You know what I found interesting? Looking at just Whitney Houston drowned, and that was her cause of death. So interesting. And it's like we think of just drowning in a pool, but you could drown in a tub.
Do you want to know children under the age of 1? Their biggest dilemma are bathtubs, buckets, and believe it or not, toilets.
Toilets.
Yeah, and even buckets, you know, I'll just tell you a quick story. My father was a fireman for 32 years in New York City. And one day I was out washing the car because he did not have boys. He had 2 girls, so I did have to do that. And I left one of those buckets, and I left just a couple of inches of water, and he literally flipped on me. And he had explained to me, don't you understand, Agnes, if you walked away and just a child wandered, they tipped in, they can't get out, and then they will drown.
Right.
And that's what kind of clicked me to understand why he got so upset with me.
You know, and I think as people go to the pool and stuff, a lot of people can't swim. They are afraid, and they have a childhood experience. And when they get adults, they can't get in the pool.
That's what happened with me. And this is what I wanted to share with you. When I was early in elementary, there's this park in Oakland called Diamond Park. It's a public swimming pool. And so anyone could go to the swimming pool, pay 25 cents, you run in. And I was short at that time. Shorter. And and I went into the 5 feet part of the pool, 5 foot part of the pool. And I just jumped in, just excited. And then realized that I didn't know how to swim well enough. And when I got under the water, I couldn't recover. Now, I have a cousin named Ronald Aoki, I always say his name, who, when I was reaching the point of blacking out, stuck his foot in the water, and I grabbed his toe. And he was able to lift me out, and I ended up throwing up for like 20 minutes. And since then, I haven't been able to become a great swimmer.
Well, you know, Sway, that is an unfortunate thing, first of all, it happened, but you would not believe how many times that happens, more than people acknowledge and are known. I have a lot of adults that come to me that have accidents like that. A kid pushed them in when they were at the pool and couldn't swim, and then they're traumatized. But what I will say, and you shared something with me earlier, but one of the best things that is coming across now, I find more and more and more, even though the parents may have a fear, they are pushing their children to learn how to swim, as you have with your daughter. And I have to say, right there, they're trying to break that drowning cycle within their family by doing that. But I could tell you, I have, with my company, the only fear of water swimming curriculum in the entire country. And the reason why I did that is because of this. Because people cannot just take normal lessons when they have a fear of water. They need to have an instructor that is very calm with them, very patient, and willing to work one-on-one. And you have to really work with the person at where they are, not where you want to start them.
Sway in the morning, 21 minutes into the hour. Kelly, we got a very special guest with us today.
Yes, we do. We have Agnes Davis, CEO of Swim, 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 I Say, and we're talking about National Drowning Prevention Month, which starts May 1st, today.
Now, Agnes, you have 5 tips, right, that you want to share with us?
Yes, I do. I think some of the most important things people need to remember is, number one, don't panic. That is so important. If people take swimming lessons, they learn how to float on their back. Float on your back, tread water. Those are some of the greatest survival skills any parent or child can have. The second tip I think is so important. Do not dive into water that you cannot see the bottom. You never know if there's rocks underneath, things like that. And I hate to say this, but I have to bring up some statistics for you on that one. Unfortunately, with that, you have the most serious spinal cord injuries. And that's about 8,000 people a year because they dive into water they can't see.
Okay.
The next tip is trust help. Lifeguards, they are very important to your safety. Don't swim in an area that doesn't have lifeguards. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't at all. You know, some of your parents can't swim. Okay, you know that. Swim in an area where there are lifeguards in case you do get in trouble. Someone can lend you a hand.
Okay.
The next tip, get a buddy. And what I mean by that is don't swim alone. Have a friend. I mean, it's more fun. Get to splash each other.
Yeah. Especially if you're skinny dipping, you know. Well, you know, just
that's right. Why would you skinny dip by yourself? That's no fun.
I know, right? I wouldn't do that.
No, you want somebody to at least look at you, right?
Like Agnes, we would have to do that together.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
And our last tip.
Tip number 5, please.
Sorry, Kelly. But I thought it was pretty funny.
I thought it was very realistic.
I think it is too.
Okay, hello. I'm just saying.
Tip number 5. Tip number 5.
Invest in formal swimming lessons.
And that's what you do
Yes.
at Swim, I Say.
Yes,
so
I do.
Do you have a lot of children? What is the age for newborns? Like how old?
6 months. We take them from 6 months straight up to adulthood. We also work with special needs and fear of water. My company is very diverse. I wanted it to look like where we are located in New York City. So I have Caucasian students, I have African American students, I have Asian students. My instructors look like my clients, and I wanted it to be that way. Because one of the things I noticed when I was growing up, I wanted to see more people to swim, and I wanted everybody to learn how to swim. So it was very important to just be very diverse.
And you are a swimmer as well.
Very much so.
All right, we got Brian on the line from Maryland. Brian, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Sway. How you doing today?
Doing okay, bro.
Good morning.
We got Agnes Davis in here from Swim, I Say.
Good morning,
Ms.
Brian.
Davis, how you doing today, Ms. Davis?
Fine, thank you. How are you today?
Pretty good. I had a similar situation this way, jumping into a public pool in Brooklyn, New York, at the age of 10, not realizing that the pool was about 10 feet deep. And I've been in the Marine Corps and I've taken swimming lessons, but still have a fear of swimming. And I never realized how big the fear was until more recently. Even taking showers and the water going over your head and your face, you get kind of nervous.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? You are a classic case of fear of water, because even when you say take a shower, you put water on your face, you kind of like get a little nervous. What I recommend for you, and I do recommend this for my clients, you need to take private one-on-one lessons. That's very, very, very important for you to get over your fear. You also need to find an instructor who's willing to be extremely patient with you. You need to explain to them your problem, and you need to hear the feedback from them that makes you feel comfortable. If you do not get that feedback, move on and look for another instructor, because your case is not something that just anybody can deal with. They have to really understand and kind of go in your head in a way and understand that it's going to take you longer to pick up a skill than somebody else. And your trust issue is really, really magnified. So you have to really learn to trust that person that's with you. But I do not recommend anything else but one-on-one classes. Absolutely.
Okay, Brian?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Hakeem.
Thank you, Brian.
Good morning. How you doing, Hakeem?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody.
All right. Good morning. Say hello to Agnes Davis. What's your question?
Yeah, I just really had my wife know how to swim, but like I have problems like with my wife trying to teach her. One time we went over, a friend's family member's house. They have a pool that's like 9 feet deep. My wife, she wanted to be kind of like a daredevil, and she was like holding on to the side of the pool. And I told her, like, sweetheart, just like, just back up, just go on the real shallow end. So she tried to kind of let go of the ledge, and I had to help her and save her, and I almost nearly drowned. So, you know, like, I just try to like a big step, like how to doggy paddle, how to tread water, but, you know, not really understanding, like, some of these things. So,
You want to know how you can help your wife, basically, right?
exactly.
Okay, what would you suggest?
First of all, I have to tell you this. It's very hard to teach another family member how to swim, you know, because there's always that, you know, competition or things like that. So I think your best bet is find swimming lessons in your area for her. There are adult classes in most areas without a doubt. She doesn't seem to have a fear, so that's really good. So she could probably go into a group beginner class and definitely start her out there. And also, it sounds like you can use a little freshening up yourself on your little survival skills. So there's no reason that you can't go in and maybe ask for just a one-on-one session just so they can go over your treading water, your back floating, things like that. That'll just help you out also.
You know what I want to do? First of all, I want to thank you for coming by because, we have so many callers, and I would love to give them a direct link to you. So if these folks, our citizens, are to tweet you directly, you'll answer their questions?
Yes, and actually I have a full website also at www.swimswimswimISay.com, and you can hit the contact button or you can call me directly. I am the only one that picks up emails, tweets, everything, phone calls. So.
Okay, swimswimswimISay. .com, and that's also your Twitter address?
Yes, without the Y, though.
So swimswimswimISay.
Yes.
What happened to the Y?
They wouldn't let me have it.
Really?
I swear. Why would I lie to you, Sway? You're right here. I wouldn't lie to you.
So you wasn't lying about skinny dipping either?
Well, we on the air, so I can now.
You're listening to Sway in the morning on Shea 45.